Hey guys, welcome back, I'm Jay. In this episode, we're gonna look at CICD on AWS. CICD refers to a combined practices of continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment for software development. CICD bridges the gaps between development and operation activities and teams by automating the build, test, and deployment stages of applications. The key goals of CICD are to improve software quality, find and address bugs more quickly, and reduce the time to market by making small changes more often and delivering software updates faster. AWS offers several CICD services that automate the build, test, and deployment pipeline based on the release model you define. Traditionally, when you develop and manage software release, it involves complex and lengthy release cycle and manual processes. Your team develops software features in branches and pushes a large chunk of code changes once a while. These changes go through the build, test, and deployment processes in different stages before releasing to production. Larger software changes and less frequent updates may have more impact on the production environment. Complex and lengthy release cycle results in longer time to market and slower bug fix and software release. The release cycle heavily relies on manual integration, monitoring, build, test, and deployment, which can result in lower productivity, inconsistency, and poorer software quality. Manual release processes often require a dedicated release team, which implies higher operational costs. For example, a traditional software development team pushes changes and merges branches to the code repository once every week. You might have a dedicated release team manually monitor the code repository and manage weekly package build. The manual process is error-prone and time-consuming. Larger code updates may result in longer build time. After build succeeds, the release team manually runs a number of tests, such as unit testing and integration testing on new features, as well as the existing software. After testing succeeds, the release team manually deploys the software to other environments, such as the UAT stage for manual review. After manual review and approval, the release team finally releases the updates to the production environment. The typical manual release cycle can take from weeks to several months. If any stage fails, you have to start from the beginning of the release cycle again. For example, new code changes may break the build or make tests fail. However, your development team cannot know the potential issues until the build or test stage. The development team can only fix these issues in the next development cycle. The fixes can only be built and tested manually at the end of the development period, which can significantly delay the production release. CICD stands for Continuous Integration and Continuous Delivery or Deployment. Continuous integration is a DevOps practice for software development, where developers merge code changes into a central repository, as often as they can. These code changes trigger automated builds and tests. Continuous delivery automatically prepares a release, ready to be deployed to different stages. However, manual approvals are still required before deploying to the next stage. Continuous delivery automates testing in parallel before a production deployment with minimum human intervention. For example, a continuous delivery pipeline automatically deploys the updates to the staging environment. However, the production releases are still triggered by the release team. Continuous deployment pipeline fully automates the release process, including the production releases without any manual approvals. Successful builds and tests automatically trigger the deployments to multiple stages. After all non-production stages are successfully deployed and tested, the software updates are deployed to production automatically. In a typical CI/CD pipeline, the development team makes many smaller code updates and pushes changes to the code repository as often as they can. The build servers are standing by and start the build as soon as changes are pushed to the repository. These servers are highly scalable, so that they can significantly reduce the build time from several hours down to minutes. Successful builds can trigger the automated testing process. Multiple tests are running in parallel on highly scalable testing servers. Every code change can trigger a new build, that can in turn trigger multiple tests. The automated process turns weekly builds into multiple daily builds. Potential issues that might break the build or make test fail can be picked up immediately. Smaller code updates can also mean faster bug finding and fixing. Bug fixes can immediately be built and tested. Every time after the successful build and test, a deployment-ready artifact is automatically created and ready to be deployed. Continuous delivery may still require some manual reviews and approvals. However, continuous deployment is fully automated and requires no manual approval at all. A well-implemented CICD workflow can improve development productivity and software quality, and reduce time to market and operational overheads. AWS CodeStar provides a unified user interface to easily manage your software development activities in one place. CodeStar makes it easy for your team to work together securely, allowing you to easily manage access and add owners, contributors, and viewers to your projects. AWS CodeCommit is a fully managed source control service for Git repositories. It makes it easy for teams to collaborate on code in a secure and highly scalable infrastructure. It eliminates the need to operate your own source control system and manage scaling the infrastructure. AWS CodeBuild is a fully managed continuous integration service that compiles source code, runs tests, and produces software packages that are ready to deploy. With CodeBuild, you don't need to provision, manage, and scale your own build servers. CodeBuild can scale continuously and process multiple builds concurrently. AWS CodeDeploy is a fully managed deployment service that automates software deployments to a variety of compute services, such as Amazon EC2, AWS Lambda, Fargate, and your on-premises servers. CodeDeploy makes it easy to rapidly release new features, helps you avoid downtime during application deployment, and handles the complexity of updating your applications. AWS CodePipeline is a fully managed CICD service that helps you automate your release pipelines for rapid software releases and infrastructure updates. CodePipeline is integrated with CodeCommit, CodeBuild, and CodeDeploy. It automates the build, test, and deployment phases based on the release model you define. In this episode, we've learned the CICD concept and AWS CICD services. CICD refers to a combined practices of continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment for software development. Continuous integration is a DevOps practice for software development, where developers merge their code into a central repository as often as they can. The code changes trigger the automated builds and tests. Continuous delivery automatically prepares a release, ready to be deployed to different stages. However, manual reviews and approvals are required before deploying to the next stage. Continuous deployment pipeline fully automates the release process, including production releases without any manual approval. AWS offers a number of CICD services that automate release pipeline based on the model you define. CodeStar provides a unified user interface to help you easily manage software development activities in one place. CodeCommit is a fully managed source control service for Git repositories. CodeBuild is a fully managed CI service that compiles source code, runs tests, and produces software packages that are ready to deploy. CodeDeploy is a fully managed deployment service that automates software deployments to a variety of compute services, such as Amazon EC2, AWS Lambda, Fargate, and your on-premises servers. CodePipeline is a fully managed CI/CD service that helps you automate release pipelines for rapid software releases and infrastructure updates. It's integrated with CodeCommit, CodeBuild, and CodeDeploy, and automates deployment phases of the release process based on the model you define. Okay, that's all for CICD on AWS. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.
Hope you've enjoyed watching this episode. If you liked the video, please help us and hit the like button. If you want to watch more tutorials, please subscribe to the Cloudemy TV channel. Make sure to turn on the notification and stay tuned. At Cloudemy, we're passionate about cloud and AI technology. Please share your feedback and thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to watch. Happy watching and happy learning.